Welcome to the video, everybody. Before we begin, I need everyone here to know that Luca is my favorite character in the Miraculous show. Other than the Black Cat, of course. I just finished watching the episode where he leaves Paris, and I swear he better come back in Season 6. I don't see why he wouldn't come back in Season 6. Hawkmoth is now gone, and the heroes don't know there's a new Hawkmoth. Please note that I have not watched the London special yet, and at the time of writing this, it won't be available to where I am for another 2 weeks, 2 days. But from a few screenshots that I have seen, it looks like Lila gets straight to work. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, don't actually do that, I want no spoilers please, but from what I've seen, a new villain pops up like an hour after the big boss battle. Can therapy even help these kids at this point? Like, damn, give them a break. But back to what I was originally talking about. I hope Luca makes his way back home in the next season. I'm pretty excited and a bit scared to see his updated look. Hopefully he gets eyelashes this time. Pretty sure we're all praying for that. But before we either get cursed or blessed with Season 6 Luca, I'm going to be taking this into my own hands. Like always, let's take a look at the original. I'd argue that he has one of the best designs of the entire show. So much so that I did have some trouble figuring out what I wanted to do. Besides giving him eyelashes, I'll never get over that. I've had many attempts with just choosing a hairstyle alone, though everything did fall into place right after that. I wanted to lean into the band kid vibe with a bit of alt aesthetic mixed in. I wanted to have lots of accessories and he even has his guitar. He looks like one of those people you instantly judge, but once you actually start talking to them, you realize they're actually pretty sweet and nice. To be honest, I'm kind of struggling with talking points here. I honestly don't know what to say right now, so I guess we can go on to his character. But even with that, there won't be too many changes, except him using music in everything he talks about. Just because you have a passion doesn't mean it's going to be your entire personality. Remember when he was first introduced and he would only really talk about music and feelings, and if he wasn't, he would find some way to put it in there? That was fun. The biggest change really with his character and his arc is that the Marinette-Reluca relationship will last much longer. They really had a great storyline going for them, but pulled out at the very first episode it was introduced. These two had so much genuine chemistry, and it was really a refreshing break from the main ship. Marinette realizing things just won't happen between her and Adrian, moving on, and getting with a guy who we actually knew liked her back, would have not only been great character growth, but pretty realistic, I feel. I think it would have enriched her and Adrian's later relationship, making her a rounded, realistic character. But with Miraculous, you quickly learn to just take what you can get and get what you want from your fellow fans. Remember, if you have an idea or something you want to see in my rewrite, you can always leave a comment and get a shout out if your idea gets used. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Viperion, and I'm really going to sound like a broken record by the end of the series, but there just isn't much to talk about here. I mean, it's a decent suit. I do like the different patterns and the yellow diamond, but you would never guess this is a snake-themed superhero. Seems when it comes to hiding his identity, because he has a pretty unique hairstyle. Not many people have colored hair in the show, so I feel like they should have changed it just a little. They do it with his sister, but not him. Why? Starting with my own design, I knew I wanted him to have a cloak or trench coat sort of thing, and the hood was surprisingly really hard to draw, with the rest of it turning into this whole complicated coat, but it's also a cape thing. I think it turned out well though. I spent a lot of time adding details, sticking to a stripe theme because stripes kind of look like snakes when you think about it. I changed his weapon because why is it just a lyre? This wasn't tailor-made for him. Hundreds of people used this Miraculous before him, and I doubt they were all music people. Come to think of it, how were the weapons of the Miraculous chosen? Did the creator of the Miraculous choose them, or did they simply just appear? maybe the Kwamis picked them. And if that's the case, why are two of them instruments and one of them literally just an umbrella? I don't think Purple Tigress even has a weapon unless you count her tail. Circling back to the design though, when it came to the coloring, I was originally going to go with a blue, bluish green with a light yellow accent palette. And I don't think it looks that bad. But I knew I could do better, so I switched the blue for black, the green for the original blue, and the yellow for a lighter blue. I think it gave it a techno-futuristic vibe. I was going to give him black hair as well, but it felt like it would blend too much with the mask and dark tones of the suit. And I also felt like we needed a little of another color to round things off. So that's how we ended up with a blonde Viperian. Bet you didn't expect that today. I didn't. Since we did Luca, why not his sister next? Her design is pretty good too. I bet you can find a lot of girls who would wear this, and I really don't have any problems except for the random light as hell teal pocket borders and stuff. But other than that, the design does its job and reflects her personality well. With mine though, I definitely had a vision for her, and it was with an alt design. I had so much fun just looking up reference photos since this is a style I'm pretty interested in myself. With her outfit, I wanted something bold, but something she could also shrink into when she gets uncomfortable since she's shy. I think it perfectly balances her aesthetic and shows how she's a bit cut off from other people. Mainly with her hair covering half her face like it does in the original. Since Julica is the first background-y secondary character in this design series, I don't have anything to say about her actual character. Really, the biggest changes are with the major characters, so characters like Julica, Rose, and Kim won't be that different. There will still be smaller changes, like Kim won't be such an asshole, and I have something pretty interesting with Max and his robot companion planned. But I'll probably talk more about them when it's their turn. Julica definitely has one of my top favorite civilian forms, and I would genuinely wear that.
Why don't you just kidnap Kagami? That's cool.
Oh, that
No
would be
way
bad.
we could do that, Julica.
A lot of people really like her superhero form, and you can see why. The golden border, deep purple stripes are beautiful. Her tail is cute, and the ends of her boots look like animal paws, which I thought was really clever. They really nailed the animal theme with this one, and the design is genuinely gorgeous. It does a great job hiding her identity too. Not only does it change her hairstyle and color, but the fade as well. They also mask her eyes with a tiger-themed orange. She really does look like a completely different character, and that's something the designers really had trouble doing, so I applaud them for that. This gets a 9 out of 10 from me. With my own design, I always feel like tiger-themed superheroes and villains have a wild, untamed theme to them as well. And I wanted to put that into her design too. Something to really look free, tribal, and mysterious. The outfit is loose and non-constrictive, allowing her to jump and roam around the jungle of her city freely. The mask shawl thing, I forgot what they're really called, so if anyone in the comments wants to remind me, really gives her a mysterious vibe, like a silent protector, even though she gets much louder as a superhero. But I feel like a silent protector suits her much more. I know that with characters like Cat Noir, their personalities can change when they do. But these two are a bit of a different case, where Cat Noir was freed in a way, and Julica was pushed into a new, unfamiliar role out of the blue. I feel like she would need more than a little bit of encouragement from Ladybug and yelling from her Kwami to start talking as much as she did. Her weapon will be her tail, like in the original. Even though I feel like she deserves a real weapon, but oh well. With this one, she'll be able to take it out of its place and use it as a whip. It may look like a cat toy, but 1, big cats can play too, and 2, the feather is actually pretty sharp when being whipped around at high speeds, making any villain quickly realize they're in for a real fight. I also changed her power. Not a big change, it's still basically the same thing, but instead of a power punch, she'll have a sonic roar.
I'm a purple tigress.
Purple tigress? Meow, that makes us practically family.
And that's it for these two. I now have a favorite civilian form with Julica, Queen Bee still being my favorite superhero design. And at the time of recording this, I'm in a bit of a time crunch, so if the audio sounds weird, my bad. But God bless, goodbye, and good luck with whatever the hell you're doing right now.